Hi everyone, it's Natasha here from Buttonnose Crochet and welcome back to the Carnival Flowers video tutorials. For this tutorial we're doing part 10, which are our cluster flowers, and in this part we've just got a few trebles togethers and a front post treble 3 together, and just a bit of shaping around the corners. So we'll be doing six rounds for this video. So yeah, so let's get started, and we will start part 10 of the Carnival of Flowers blanket. Okay, to start part 10, we're going to be starting round 57. Now this round is quite simple, it's just a back post half double crochet round. But to start this round, if you've changed colours, make a standing half double crochet, or if you haven't changed colours, slip stitch to the chain 2 corner and chain 1 and half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet in the same space, and then we want to back post half double crochet around each stitch to the next corner. And when we get to the next corner, we make a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet in the corner. Now a note with this round, because we've got our double crochet 2 togethers, make sure you don't do a back post half double crochet around each post to that decrease. So make sure that you go around the whole decrease, so that way you're not adding in stitches. So pause the video and I will meet you back at the start of the round. Okay, so I'm back at the start of round 57 and I've done all my back post half double crochets around. So what we want to do to finish off is just slip stitch to that first half double crochet. And if you're changing colours, fasten off, otherwise we'll move on to the next round, round 58. Let's start round 58, which will be the start of the stems for the cluster flowers. Okay, to start round 58, I'm changing colours, so to start this round when you're changing colours is to make a standing treble in the chain 2 corner, otherwise chain 4, which will count as a treble, and then we repeat chain 2, treble into the same space 6 times. So in total we'll have 7 trebles, and this will be our corner group. Six. So I'll go through that again to start this round. Make a standing treble, a standing treble in the chain 2 space, and then we repeat chain 2 treble into the same space 6 times. So in total we'll have 7 treble and 6 chain 2 spaces. Okay, so next, this is the start of our repeat for the round. Chain 2, skip 5 stitches. So the first stitch, the half double crochet, can be hidden. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then slip stitch into the third loop in the next 7 stitches. So being a half double crochet, it's got the third loop at the back. So we've got our front 2 loops and the third loop where my hook is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we chain 2, skip 5 stitches, treble into the next stitch, and then we chain 2, treble into the same stitch, and we repeat that 4 times. So we got a total of 5 treble and 4 chain 2 spaces for the side group. So that's our repeat. Chain 2, skip 5 stitches, slip stitch into the 3rd loop in the next 7 stitches, chain 2, skip 5 stitches, treble into the next stitch, chain 2, treble into the same stitch 4 times, and that is your treble fan group. So we repeat that until and we finish on 7 slip stitch. So we omit the last treble group before the next corner. So pause the video and I'll meet you at once I've made my last treble group, and I'll do the 7 slip stitch with you and the next corner. So pause the video and I'll meet you at the next corner. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 58 and I've finished with 7 slip stitch and a chain 2. So all we want to do is just slip stitch to the first treble, or if you've done a starting chain, into the 4th starting chain, and then just fasten off. Let's go on to round 59. Okay, to start round 59, we make a standing treble cluster. So just yarn over twice. Sorry. So that's a standing treble cluster. Chain 2 and treble cluster into the same space. Now we want to repeat chain 2, treble cluster 2 times into the next space, and we want to repeat that 4 more times. So for this round, the chain 2 either side of the 7 slip stitch are not worked into. So when you're working this round, it's always the chain spaces between the trebles that we do the treble clusters. So repeat that another 4 more times. So pause the video and I'll meet you once we finish the corner group. Okay, so I've finished the corner group, and in total you should have 12 treble clusters, 2 in each chain space. So let's go on to the side of the pattern. So what we want to do is chain 2 and skip the treble, chain 2 and 2 slip stitches, and slip stitch into the next 3 slip stitch, chain 2, skip 2 slip stitches, 2 chain and a treble, and then we want to make a treble cluster in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, treble cluster into the same space, and then we want to do chain 2, treble cluster into the next space 2 times, and we want to repeat that another 2 times. So we'll have 8 treble clusters in the side groups. Now your work may ruffle a little bit on this round because we're adding so many stitches to this round with all the chain 2 spaces, but once we work around our treble clusters for a couple of rounds, they'll all pull in and the stitch counts will be able to you know, make it not ruffle. Okay, so that's our side treble group. So we've got 8 treble clusters, 2 in each space. And then we just want to repeat the chain 2, skip the treble, chain 2 and 2 slip stitch in the next 3 slip stitch, chain 2, skip 2 slip stitch, 2 chain and the treble, and then make a treble cluster in the chain 2 space, chain 2, treble in the same space, and then we repeat chain 2, treble twice in the next space, and we repeat that another 2 times. So repeat that to the last treble cluster group before the corner, and then do your chain 2, 3 slip stitch and chain 2, and I'll meet you at the next corner where we'll do our corner group again. So pause the video and I'll meet you at the next corner. Okay, so I'm at the corner and I've finished with a chain 2, 3 slip stitch and a chain 2 on the repeat, on the last repeat. So what we want to do is skip 2 slip stitch, the chain 2 and a treble, and make a treble cluster in the chain 2 space, chain 2, treble cluster in the same space, and then we want to repeat chain 2, treble cluster twice into the next chain space. We want to repeat that 5 times, so until the last chain 2 space before the last treble. So we just repeat that and to there, and that will be our corner. So I'll just run through the repeat again. It's always good to make sure that you count your trebles as you go as well, because otherwise you could be adding in trebles or missing trebles. So once you finish the side, it's always good to go back and actually count that you got 8 in each side group and 12 in the corner. So the repeat for the round is chain 2, skip the treble, chain 2, 2 slip stitch in the next 3, chain 2, skip 2 slip stitch, chain 2, treble, and then treble cluster into the chain 2 space, chain 2, treble cluster into the same space, and then you do chain 2, treble cluster twice into the next space, repeat that another 2 times, and you repeat that to the last treble group, and then chain 2, skip the treble, chain 2, 2 slip stitch in 3, chain 2, skip, 2 slip stitch, 2 chain and the treble, and then we do our corner group, treble into the chain 2 space, chain 2, treble into the same space, and then we do chain 2, treble twice into the next space, and we repeat that 5 times. So we'll have 12 treble in total in the corner. So repeat that around, and I will meet you back at the start of the round where we will finish with chain 2, 3 slip stitch and chain 2. So pause the video and I'll meet you back at the start of the round. Okay, so I'm back at the start of the round and I have finished with the chain 2, 3 slip stitch, chain 2. So all we need to do is just slip stitch to that first treble cluster and just fasten off. And let's go on to round 60. Okay, to start round 60, we need to make a front post double crochet around the first treble cluster of the corner group, so the very first one, 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, front post double crochet around the treble cluster, and now we want to repeat that another 4 more times, so up until our 6th treble cluster. And I've just placed a stitch marker here just to remind me that that's where I need to stop. So pause the video and work to the 6th treble cluster, and I'll meet you once we finish that. Okay, so I've repeated 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, front post double crochet to the 6th treble cluster. Next, what we want to do is make 3 double crochet into the next chain space and place a stitch marker in that 2nd double crochet in that space. This will mark our corner where we'll be working into in the following rounds. Next, front post double crochet around the treble, and then we repeat 2 double crochet in the chain space, front post double crochet to the last treble cluster. So pause the video and we'll make them, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so your corner should look like this now. You'll have 12 front post double crochets in total and 23 double crochets. Okay, so we'll go to the start of the repeat for the round. What we want to do is we're going to be working back down into round 57, so the back post half double crochet round. We want to skip 4 stitches and then make a treble 3 together, and we want to do that 3 times, so in total 3 treble 3 togethers. That's our 3 treble 3 togethers into round 57. You should have 4 stitches remaining. Now we want to move back up to round 59. Make a front post double crochet around the cluster, the treble cluster I mean, and then 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, front post double crochet around the cluster, and we want to repeat that 6 more times to the last treble cluster. So pause the video and I'll meet you at the last treble cluster. Okay, so I've done the repeat of 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, front post double crochet all the way to the last treble cluster, and that's our repeat for the side. So the repeat is working into round 57, skip 4 stitches, 3 treble 3 together over the next 9 stitches, and then working back up into round 59, front post double crochet around the cluster, and then we repeat 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, front post double crochet to the last treble cluster of the group. So we repeat that, finishing with 3 treble 3 togethers, and then we do our corner, which is front post double crochet around the cluster, and then we repeat 2 double crochet in the chain space, front post double crochet. We repeat that to the 6th treble cluster, 3 double crochet in the next chain space, so that's between the 6th and 7th treble clusters in the corner. Place a stitch marker in the 2nd stitch, front post double crochet around the cluster, and then we repeat 2 double crochet in the chain space, front post double crochet to the last treble cluster of the corner group. So that's our repeat for this round. It's pretty quite simple, just a matter of working into round 57 down here. So repeat that around. I'll meet you back at the start of the round where we'll finish with 3 treble 3 togethers. So pause the video and I'll meet you back at the start of the round. Okay, so I've come to the end of round 60, back to the start of the round. So to finish off, we just simply slip stitch to the first front post double crochet, and that is round 60 complete. Let's go on to round 61. Okay, to start round 61, you chain 1 and double crochet into the next stitch. Now that counts as a double crochet 2 together. Next, half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then we want to single crochet into the next 25 stitches. So when we get to the stitch marker, we move our stitch marker up into that single crochet. So pause the video and I'll meet you once we've done the 25 single crochet. Okay, so I've done the 25 single crochet and I've moved my stitch marker, which sits in the 13th single crochet. Next, half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then double crochet 2 together in the last 2. So that's our corner. Now for our side repeat, we want to make a front post treble 3 together around the 3 treble 3 togethers. So like that. Next, double crochet 2 together into the next 2 stitches, half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, single crochet into the next 12 stitches. We've done 12 single crochet, half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, double crochet 2 together, and that is our repeat for the side. Front post treble 3 together around the treble 3 togethers, double crochet 2 together, 3 half double crochet, 12 single crochet, 3 half double crochet and a double crochet 2 together, and you repeat that, finishing with a front post treble 3 together before the corner. And when you get to the corner, you make a double crochet 2 together, 3 half double crochet, 25 single crochet, moving the stitch marker up into that 13th single crochet, half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then double crochet 2 together, and repeat that around, and you'll finish with a front post treble 3 together. So pause the video and I'll meet you back at the start of the round. Okay, so I'm back at the start of round 61 and I've finished with a front post treble 3 together. So to finish this round, we just slip stitch to the first double crochet and fasten off. Let's go on to round 62. Okay, to start round 62, we're going to make a back post half double crochet around the first half double crochet of the previous round, and then we want a back post half double crochet around the next 31 stitches. So pause the video and I'll meet you once we've made our 31st back post half double crochet, which will be around the double crochet 2 together. Okay, so I've made my back post half double crochet plus 31 back post half double crochet, so in total you'll have 32 in the corner, and I've moved my stitch marker up into the 16th back post half double crochet. So what we want to do next is front post single crochet around the treble, front post treble 3 together, and skip the double crochet 2 together, and back post half double crochet around the next 19 stitches, and that will be your repeat for the side. So front post single crochet around the front post treble 3 together, skip 1 stitch, back post half double crochet around the next 19 stitches, and repeat that to the corner, finishing with a front post single crochet. When you get to the corner, skip the double crochet 2 together, and then back post half double crochet around the next 32 stitches, moving the stitch marker up into the 16th stitch. So pause the video and I'll meet you back at the start of the round. Okay, so I'm back at the start of round 62. I've done my repeat of all the back post half double crochets and front post single crochet. So I've finished with a front post single crochet, So to finish off, we just slip stitch to the first back post half double crochet. And then fasten off. And that is round 62 complete, and part 10 of the Carnival flowers completed as well. So in the next video we will be making the roses in between the clusters, and that will be the last part of the pattern that will be filmed before the border and the extended bit between the sections. So I hope that you've enjoyed following along with this tutorial, and I hope to bring you part 11 very soon. Okay, bye.